Hey, welcome to the Driven Billionaire channel. Since its creation in 2008, Bitcoin has shaken the financial world and introduced a new concept of decentralized, deflationary digital currency. Despite the crash in BTC's value, we believe that just like any other asset, the real value is measured in many other aspects rather than just its dollar value. In this video, we will go through the 5 reasons why we believe investors should feel bullish about Bitcoin, and you probably will too after seeing what we have got in our number 1 pick. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to turn on the notification bell so you will always know when we put a new video out. A disclaimer alert is now in effect. This video is for informational purposes only. We recommend you to always seek professional advice. Let's start. Number 5. Investors. BTC's prices have been falling since April of this year, and despite that, investors, banks, VC companies, and many other financial institutions are getting into Bitcoin or increasing their exposure in it. Just so you guys have an idea, a fifth of hedge funds companies are investing in digital assets, and 85% of those intend to deploy more capital into digital currency by the end of 2021. One could even speculate and say that the crash in crypto could have been orchestrated by the big players, so they could get in at the lowest point during the market's correction. Most banks are trying to get involved with digital currencies as they see millions being taken away from their accounts every day and being transferred into crypto exchanges. So far in the US alone, 650 banks are offering to their customers the opportunity to buy crypto directly from their bank account in order to keep their customers' money in the bank rather than in a crypto exchange. This is largely down to the crypto partnership between NYDIG and the NCR. And if you want to know more about these partnerships, just click on the link in the top right. Now let's get back to it. Besides the banks and hedge funds, it is also important that we look at how investors feel about crypto. A survey was conducted by the crypto hedge fund Nickel Digital Asset Management earlier this month, which included 100 investors and wealth managers with prior exposure to crypto assets from the US, UK, France, Germany, and the UAE. This survey showed that 82% of those polled are planning to increase their exposure to digital assets between now and 2023, and 40% stated that they will be dramatically increasing their holdings. With more financial institutions, investors, and banks accumulating and expanding their crypto portfolios, it shows us that the institutional demand for Bitcoin is still in an uptrend, and that changes the perspective on BTC's value, which takes us to our next point. Number 4. Deflation. When we talk about any type of asset, it is crucial to look at the demand and supply ratio, as this will be instrumental in knowing the value that it has. When Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin, he introduced a maximum supply of BTC coins, meaning that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins that are able to be mined. After this, no new coins will be created despite the demand growth, making it a deflationary asset. This is one of the main reasons that investors, such as Robert Kiyosaki, got into Bitcoin in the first place. They believe the value of Bitcoin to be enormous, as it has a large demand and there is no government or entity printing and making more BTC at will. Notably, the collective 21 million Bitcoins are vastly smaller than the circulation of most fiat currencies in the world, but fortunately Bitcoin is divisible up to 8 decimal points, aka you can split a coin into multiple parts. To date, 18.5 million Bitcoins have been mined, and as many experts love to point out, the demand for them is likely to skyrocket. A hyperinflation is likely to follow as a result of the COVID stimulus packs that were given by governments. Sure, this is only speculation, but when you look at the numbers, you can understand what these experts are talking about. For example, A stimulus package of $1.9 trillion was approved by the United States government earlier this year. We have historically seen the problems that can arise with inflationary currencies, from the fall of the Roman Empire to the rise of Hitler. The fact that Bitcoin is a deflationary digital currency and has the potential to solve these types of problems adds to BTC's value, which in turn leads to an increase in price. As with every other asset, Bitcoin too has its ups and downs and can also be volatile, which takes us to our next point. Number 3, volatility. Just like many other assets, Bitcoin's price is affected by multiple factors, and it is known to be a volatile asset. A great example of this is how government interference can influence the decisions of investors all around the world, which leads to movements in Bitcoin's price. In May this year, we saw how BTC's price crashed as China banned crypto mining and started cracking down on operations. As Chinese miners move their operations to other countries, prices seem to have consolidated, and many expect that with time, markets will adjust and Bitcoin's price will go up again. The reason for this optimistic speculation is because many compare China's ban on crypto mining to the Chinese crackdown on crypto trading back in 2017, which crashed the crypto market months before its record-setting rally. When it comes to the volatility in Bitcoin's price, it is also very important to remember this. Whenever there is an asset which suddenly becomes very popular, you have people that jump on it, just because of what their friends have told them. On the other hand, you also have those who jump out because of what they hear on the news when the markets crash. This euphoria does move market prices in real life. Just look at what happened to BTC's price when Elon Musk announced that Tesla had stopped accepting Bitcoin. The point is, the volatility in BTC's price doesn't change the value that Bitcoin has as an asset or its potential. It simply means that, just like any other asset, it needs to correct its price. We have a full video explaining about the volatility in the crypto market and what can cause it. And if you want to know more about it, we will leave a link in the top right. Let's continue. Number 2, adoption. For the demand of a cryptocurrency to grow, people need to adopt the idea and see the benefits that crypto can give them. When it comes to the adoption of Bitcoin and blockchain technology, it is going to happen imminently. Now more than ever before, many countries are legalizing the use of Bitcoin, and some are on the way to recognize Bitcoin as legal tender. In June 2021, El Salvador became the first country in the world to accept Bitcoin as the country's legal tender, as it would solve many problems that the country faces, especially the lack of access to banking services. Not only that, but several Latin American countries have been making noise about the possibility of making Bitcoin mainstream within their financial systems, such as Paraguay, Panama, Mexico, Venezuela, among others. There are also many state governments in the US which are recognizing Bitcoin and are trying to encourage its adoption by providing tax breaks and other advantages, especially when it comes to crypto mining. With all of that being said, the adoption of Bitcoin across the globe increases its value as an asset, and the fact that countries and states are adopting Bitcoin seems to be very bullish news. Don't you agree? Number 1, yearly lows. The confirmation of a bull market is simple. You gotta have higher highs with higher lows, aka higher prices, and it needs to encourage buying. However, it doesn't mean that a bull market can't have bearish trends, as the asset's price needs to be corrected when the price gets too high. A common mistake that many people make when they look into cryptocurrency or investments in general is that they always look at the all-time highs, but never at the yearly lows. Bitcoin's yearly lows have been consistently increasing, and that shows us the increasing number of people holding BTC. Just so you have an idea, in 2018, the lowest price Bitcoin was traded at was $3,200. In 2019, it was $3,400. And in 2020, it was $3,700. This shows a clear pattern of a bull market, despite the fact that BTC is going through a bear trend right now. Unless the market starts to make lower lows, it is very hard to call it a bear market. To conclude, Bitcoin sure is on a downward trend, but within a bullish market, It is impossible to ignore all of the signs of growing demand: institutional investors and banks buying in, governments adopting and legalizing crypto, as well as it being used as an escape route for inflationary fiat currencies and creating higher lows. That all sounds pretty bullish to us, but what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Hope you have liked this video, and if you did, please smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to check out the links in the description below for crypto trading platforms, ebooks, and much more. See you guys next time. Take care.